Yesterday I went to the dentist because I had a tooth pulled during the summer. Because in about 2004, I had a root canal done when I was living in Charleston, South Carolina. Now, I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast before, but in about 2003 or 2004, I was living in Charleston, South Carolina. I had just moved there, and I had gotten a cavity filled by a dentist in Opelika, Alabama. And this dentist was the father of a kid that I kind of picked on a little bit in high school and middle school. I wouldn't say that I really picked on him. He was kind of this kid that I do feel bad for it, but he was the kind of kid that you would stick up for him, and then he would make you regret sticking up for him. Like I seem to recall sticking up for him before, and then him attacking me about sticking up for him, right? So it was a weird thing. But looking back as a mature adult, he was a troubled kid, I think, and I hope he's doing well. I think he is doing well, and I hope he is. But his dad was a dentist, and his dad fixed one of my cavities. Now, I'm not saying his dad was like, I can't believe that you're going to pick on my son and then come to get dentist work, and I'm going to make you regret this. I'm not saying he thought that. But apparently what happened is I got the cavity filled, and the filling was touching a nerve. So it was very painful. So I was told I had to get a root canal done. And the root canal and the crown was going to cost about $1,000. Now, that's not a small amount of money, even to this day. But in 2003, that might as well have been the end of the world for me. I mean, I was working 2 jobs. I was working at Office Depot and at Hyman's, and I had not yet started the Spectracide job. And I was not making a lot of money. I was a food runner at Hyman's, and I was a stocker at Office Depot. So I was not making a lot of money, and my rent was more than I'd ever paid. I was paying about $600 a month, I think, roughly, maybe $500. But contrast that to when I lived in Opelika in a trailer, I was paying $120 a month, and that included water. So that was my rent, $120. So I was struggling. So I found out that the hospital, the Medical University of South Carolina, MUSC, had a dental clinic. And you could go in there and let dental students work on your teeth, and it would be way, way cheaper. So I went in, and I was going to get this root canal. And I remember going in there to this place, and I went, and I'm not big on washing your hands, right? I mean, I know it's not popular to say, but I just think it's stupid, right? I mean, I get it. We got to, like, you handle some chicken or something, like, let's wash our hands afterwards, you know what I mean? But, and if you're wiping your butt, like, let's wash our hands. But just everyday life, just washing my hands all the time, I'm just like, okay, guys, we need a few germs, right? So I go into this dentist building, and I go to the bathroom, and then when I'm coming out of the stall, there's this guy at the sink, and I watch him wash his hands and then leave the water running while he goes to get paper towels. He dries his hands and then uses the paper towel to turn off the sink, and then open the door with the paper towel, and then with his back holding the door, throws the paper towel in the trash can. And I thought, that's ridiculous. What a germaphobe. And I just kept mocking this guy in my head. Just kept mocking him. Like, what? I just called him all kind of names in my head. And then when I go to sit down in the dentist chair, the student who's going to be working on my tooth is that germaphobe guy. And I couldn't have been more happy. I was like, wow, the guy about to stick his hands in my mouth has very clean hands, and I feel very confident in that. So it took about 6 hours to get this root canal because you had a student working on it, and every move he made, he had to call the actual dentist teacher over. So it took a long time. Me and that guy became friends, and I later invited him to a couple of comedy shows, and he came out. I don't remember his name, and I don't know where he's at today, but I do remember that, and I liked him. So that tooth, it was a front tooth, one of my front teeth, not my main front teeth, but one of those. And it had been a dead tooth since 2004. And so this year, I got it, or in 2020, I got it pulled, and I got an implant put in. I'd never had that done. I got it put in, and it took a long time to heal. And so this past week, I got the crown put on the tooth. I've never felt so good about my teeth.